All right, Shalom. All praises, honor, and glory goes on to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, or Kakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and many blessings unto the elect of the nation of Israel, men, women, and children. Shalom. Lord one, this lesson is edifying unto the elect of the nation of Israel. I just want to touch upon real quick. Lord wanted this to be a short lesson. As you can see, I'm going to play this video. This is from Fox News. It says, just then, alleged Austin mass shooter identified wore property of Allah sweatshirt. And this was yesterday, I believe. So apparently, there was a mass shooting, all right, over there in Austin, Texas. I believe it was a bar that got shot up, and a couple people got killed. All right, but just gonna play this video. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but just want to touch upon this. Just to talk about us men in the Lord that are prophesying the downfall of Esau's wicked kingdom. All right, and of course you have a lot of these enchantments, a lot of propaganda going on. A lot's been happening, right? Of course you got the the U.S. and Israel. They attacked Iran, and the Iranian leader. They're saying they got deleted, and of course a lot's been transpiring. So, like I said, I'm just gonna play this video, and then we'll get some scriptures. Not gonna make this long. So let's just get into it.
I have some breaking news. I want to bring this in now. I've been telling everybody about the Austin mass shooter, and now we have a picture. And this is what we're finding out. Per multiple federal law enforcement sources to our own Bill Malhusian, the Austin mass shooter is a 53-year-old naturalized U.S. citizen who was born in Senegal and was living in Pflugerville, Texas. Material recovered from his person and inside the vehicle give possible indications of a nexus to terrorism, as the FBI announced earlier today. And remember what we said he had in his possession and was also wearing. The shooter was wearing clothing that said Allah on it.
Right, and as you can see, who's the face of this terror attack? Of course, he looked like a Jake, a so-called Negro. I mean, he could be a Jake, he could be Ham, I don't know. But of course, as you can see, and this is BS. All right, it's nothing but BS. This Esau is doing. Okay, this is what Esau have always done. Right, he always try to link us Israelites to these terrorist groups. Right, and this is complete slander and lies that the so-called white man try to lump us up into. And we're going to see more and more of stuff like this. Okay, because of course, Yahweh Shai warned us about these things. We're going to get persecuted, right? Because Yahweh Shai, he went through it. So us men in the Lord that believes in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and we're prophesying against this devil, right? More and more of these reportings are going to, be more on the news, right? For lack of better words. And then of course he gonna try to take control of the narrative as if what we're doing is a bad thing. He's gonna put us in a negative light, which that's something that Esau Edom has always done, because You know, this is the devil that we're talking about. This is what Esau does. This is what this fucking devil always have done. All right. And we don't worship no goddamn Allah. All right. Play some more.
Sweater said property of Allah. And there's also known to be an undershirt with an Iranian flag and other materials inside. And remember what Representative Michael McCall of Texas just told me last hour. He said, Harris, in my own backyard, just last night, we had an event that possibly could have been terror inspired right here in Austin, Texas. This is what he was talking about. Brett, I was reminding Americans this is not a new place.
Right. And then, I was watching a couple videos on this report, on this video, and they mentioned sleeper cells that's already in this country. All right. So again, we expect a lot more, right? As we're approaching the end of this wicked society, it's going to get more violent, and we're going to be persecuted, right? So we have to be on our watch. We gotta stay prayed up. Speaking to myself first and foremost, we gotta stay prayed up, and Lord willing, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai be with us in these times, because Esau is going to come down hard upon us believers, right? And expect more of shit like this, right? Where Esau, he's going to try and lump us up into these false religions and linking us with these terrorist groups, and try and put us in a bad light. But of course, people are going to believe in this. Okay, they're going to believe that, and of course they don't know what's going on. They don't know the prophecies. They don't know Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, right? So let's just get into the precepts. Is 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." Ain't nothing but this devil. All right, he's at work. So of course, approaching the end, a lot more propaganda, a lot more enchantments, and of course that's to be expected, because Esau knows that his kingdom is fallen, right? So of course he's going to resort to what he has always done, okay, slandering the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, right? And again, we're going to be persecuted for bringing out the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and salvation. So this is 2 Timothy chapter 3, in verse 10. It says, "But thou hast fully known my doctrine, matter of life, purpose, faith, long-suffering, charity, patience, persecutions, afflictions, which came unto me at Antioch, and Iconium, and Lystra. What persecutions I endured, but one of them all, but out of them all the Lord delivered me." So this is of course Apostle Paul speaking, because he went through it, the persecutions, the beatings, So us men of the Lord that believe in this truth, and we push this word, doing these videos, going out to the highways and byways, right? We expect the persecution to come, right? Because of course he's going to come down with great wrath, as the scripture says, because he knows that he have but a short time, right? But this is the point of verse 12. "Yeah, and all that will live godly in Yahushua HaMashiach shall suffer persecution." You see, persecution. I believe is 1 Peter uh, gird up, gird up the loins of our mind. Let's see if I can. Yeah, this is First Peter 4 and verse 1. It says, "For as much then as Hamashiach has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he that hath suffered in the flesh hath ceased from sin, that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of man, but to the will of Yahweh." All right, so Yahweh Shai, he suffered. All right, so we going to suffer. There's no getting around it, because the closer we get to the end, the more violence going to get, and the more Esau Edom is going to attack the Israelites. They're going to come after us. They're going to try to, you know, do shit like this, and then they're going to justify themselves coming after us. You see, and they're going to try and link us to these false religions and these different groups, which we told you Israelites that this devil is now on your side. Right? Scripture say, "Never trust thy enemy." Right? But you continuously put your trust in this devil, so now you're going to suffer the judgment that's going to come. All right. So again, 1 Peter 4:1, "For as much then as Hamashiach has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he that hath suffered in the flesh hath ceased from sin." See, we have to go through it. There's no way out of it. But of course, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, we have to believe that he's going to come through for us. And it's ultimately up to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai at the end of the day, man. That's why we got to stay prayed up. We got to be on our watch. Scriptures say, be circumspect, be not as fools, but as wise. Redeem the time, because the days are evil. We can clearly see the evils growing upon the earth right now. A lot is going on. So, like they say, keep your head on the swivel, but in a spiritual sense. This John chapter 15. And this is what Yahweh Shai said more than 2,000 years ago. This is verse 18, John 15:18. "If the world hates you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If ye were of the world will love his own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you. Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his master." Slakia, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. All right. So if Yahweh Shai been persecuted, how much more the ones that's in this truth, that fully believe in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai in truth and sincerity? Because this devil, he's clearly lying, and trying to put us in a negative light. That's what he always done. See? But nonetheless, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is going to judge him for all his wickedness that he have done. That's why America is going to be destroyed, man, with fire. I'm going to get Isaiah 47. Scriptures talk about nation shall rise up against nation, kingdom against kingdom, right? Rumors of wars. So we expect this year he's going to get a lot more violent, right? Things are going to ramp up very fast. The MOTB, and of course God being mandated, World War III, and then Yahweh Shai comes back and destroy America. This is Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yet thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. So a righteous recompense is coming to this damn devil, to these Edomites. Okay. Verse 4, as for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Right? So we already know what to expect. We just got to hold on tight to this truth. Scriptures say, wisdom and knowledge shall be a stability of our times. So having this knowledge within us, ingrained in our mind, we'll be able to maneuver during these last days, man. All right, and we're not going to fall for these enchantments and the propaganda and the slander that this devil, is going to try to put on the man of the Lord, because he knows that we're against the society, right? We know that a righteous kingdom is coming, and Esau, of course, being the devil, right? He's going to come with great wrath. So, we just gotta stay prayed up and be on our watch. But I'm in here, Lord willing. This was edifying and comforting to the elect, right? All praises, honor, and glory goes on to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and many blessings unto the elect of the nation of Israel, men, women, and children. Shalom.